Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be doing the furnishings for the build I did for the Hot Tea Legacy Challenge. If you haven't watched the previous video, go back and watch that now, and so let's get right into it. Okay, so we're picking up right where we left off. So I'm starting with the bathrooms. And then I decided to go with the kitchen. I decided with this like very blue like diamond tile, and I went for like a basic wall tile. And then I have like the patio set out, but I actually decided to change that in the future. And then I was adding doors and like adjusting the bathrooms. And then I was trying to figure out what wallpaper to do in the bakery itself. And I wanted to have the coffee bar again because I really liked that in my original build I had. Like, I saved up for it. And then I was trying to figure out like how to do like a gate into it. So like I had like a behind the counter sort of thing. It took me a while to figure this out. And then I was trying to figure out what other counters to add, and I decided to just go with that. And I really liked the way this looked. And then I changed it to like a display instead. And I decided to go for this like darker wood tone. And then I was trying to figure out what I wanted to put on the other side. I really didn't want to put all like displays. I wanted to make it like a cozy bakery. So like I started adding some like chairs and stuff, like the comfy cottage living chairs. And I added in these cute rugs. And then I added like a comfy couch to go with the chairs. And I was trying to figure out if I wanted like a love seat. And then I just rearranged them to like fit in like a coffee table. And then I found these window boxes, and so I had to add them all over and literally put them all around the house. And then when I was doing that, I realized I forgot to finish adding windows everywhere else. So then I had to go back and do that. This build was kind of all over the place. Like I was doing here, there, everywhere. Again, I'm still adjusting windows to try to line them up a bit. And then I really like these little round windows I had. And then this is where I started working on the patio area. I decided to do like a covered porch so that I could have more seats out there and not worry about like rain and snow. And then I was trying to figure out like the roofing. And then there was this little white piece I was trying to figure out. I didn't really like it sticking out there, so I was trying to figure out a way to hide it. And I eventually just decided to leave it. And then this is where I started adding more tables and chairs in. And I was trying to figure out like what kind of layout or color I wanted to do. And I decided with like a bunch of different colors and kind of making sort of like a different colored table and not going with all like the same uniform tables and chairs. And then I really liked the kind of making some diagonal, some not, and kind of making it sort of mismatch. And then I added these little like menus to each table. I kind of wish I put like candles on it instead, but I do really like the menus. I don't know what I'm doing here. I kind of forgot that sometimes I would stop for a second. And then I decided to do some landscaping. And I wasn't sure what sort of bushes to do, but I started with these ones and then I decided to go with like the little flower ones instead. And I really like the way like the little not rose bushes, like the little sunflower bushes, like they're sun roses or something. But I really like the way they kind of curved around that path there. And then I decided to go with like a little curtain light over the door. And then I was trying to figure out what sort of chandelier / like light I wanted to have over the like tables out here. But the bakery is so cute and cozy and I love it so much. And then I was trying to figure out what to do with the bathrooms. And I want very neutral and kind of basic, just so that like they're uniform almost and like not too fancy but kind of still cute. I decided to add these little like cabinets above the toilets because I was kind of thinking of like toiletries and stuff could be in there. And then I added some cute little posters and I added some behind the counter as well. And then I started to work on the employee kitchen. And this is where I'm just trying to figure out how to make everything public versus employee. In the one room, like the bakery room, wasn't coming up as like employee or public, so I'm hoping it'll just be as public. And for the kitchen, I kind of went for a sort of black modern, and I added these like black shelves as like almost drying racks, but I know they're like sell items. And I wanted to do 2 fridges and 2 stoves so that we could have 2 people cooking in here. And then I added some like bar stools for the employees to like sit at and take a break. And I also added like a little locker just so that like they can put their stuff away. And I was kind of like thinking about that. Just like the little details to make things like realistic and cute. Oops, sorry, I bumped my mic. And then I started to work on the loft a little bit. And I was just trying to figure out what kind of like wood flooring I wanted to do. I really liked this front door I had here. And I realized I didn't have a window on that one side, so I added a window. And I added this cute little like wheelbarrow. Oh, and then here I am adding all the window boxes to every window. And I think it's really cute the way it's turning out so far. And next I'm going to start editing or furnishing the loft apartment itself. So as you can see, I'm just adding lights and trying to figure out which rooms are which. And 3 of the bedrooms, I'm not going to put anything in yet. I just kind of left them bare with boxes. And you can see I added in like the doors and kind of figured out like the layout of everything. And then I just went through and added like the boxes, like I said, like the storage boxes. I mean, I could make one of them like an office for now, but I wasn't sure how much like of a budget I had. I might, if I want to, like do that in the next video episode. I think I'm on like episode 5 so far. Yeah, the next one I'm recording is episode 5, but this video might be a little bit ahead of where I'm at with my recordings because I like to schedule them out like a few weeks. And then I decided to go with like a cutesy yellow kitchen because I wanted to sort of keep like the cottagecore vibes. And I really liked the cottage living like appliances and like the cabinets. And I added a little tea maker because she really liked that in the old apartment, because she had one of those in there and she always tried to make tea. And then I was trying to figure out if I could fit like a hutch in the kitchen, and then I just kind of reworked how the cabinets were. And then I was trying to like fill that little space in there, and I wanted to do like the little runners for like the hallway. And I wanted to add like a little entry like side table in the entryway and like a cute mirror. I really like this one mirror. I believe it's from like the Get Famous pack. And then I was adding like a coat rack and little shoes by the front door. And this is where I try to fill in that little space there, and I added like a little couch because there's not a lot of seating areas on the first floor. The second floor is where the living room is, so like I feel like a cute little seating area is a good opportunity there. And I did add like bar stools eventually in the kitchen, so like people could sit and like chat while someone's cooking. And then I decided to go for like a lighter wood tone on the floor. And this is where I adjusted the dining room table, and I was trying to figure out what rug to do. And then I had to fill in the walls a little bit because those were getting like bare. And this is where I started on the bathroom here. I kind of went for like simple again and just like making it like a half bath because we're gonna have 2 other bathrooms upstairs. So I figured we didn't really need like another shower down here because I really couldn't fit it in this little bathroom. And I was trying to add like cutesy little cleaning supplies and things like to make it more realistic. And then I was adding just like little clutter items in, and I was trying to figure out what type of rug I wanted in this little like kitchen area. And I did add like a small dishwasher, even though I kind of want her to like throw her plates out into the trash can that gives them money. Even though we do have quite a bit left, I think we still were left over with like 15 to 20,000, so we can really use that. And then this is where I started to work on the living room upstairs. And I really wanted like a bigger coffee table. I really liked this like glass kind of octagon one. And again, I'm just trying to fill in that little space in the corner. And I didn't know what color to go with. I decided to go with like a deep green. And I really liked that. And then I was adding little posters and things around. And I added another little end table to fill in the space and make it more like homey. And I realized like I could add more clutter items around. So I went back downstairs and added like envelopes on the little end table in the hallway. And little like dishwasher, little clutter items here and there. And then I'm just filling in the space on that wall. And I wanted to add like these little plants and things around. But I wanted to add some like baby items around because right now it's very clean and not like messy or anything. And as I go, I want to make it more messier because like they'll have kids and like more of a bigger family. But for now, I made it like very clean, like organized, some baby items here and there. Like the only baby item I really added that's not in the nursery is that one diaper bag on that little end table in the living room. And then you can see I added a washer and dryer into the big bathroom. Because this bathroom was so large, I had to fill in the space somehow. And I was adding like a laundry room / bathroom in here. And then I started to work on the nursery, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to use this like CC wallpaper I have on like the whole room. But then I decided to just do like a mural wall and do the rest of like a basic pink. Because I believe we are having a girl. I had to go and check. You can see there I went into my MC command center and like double check that we're having a girl before I finished the nursery. And I have the storybook nursery kit, which I love. That's where most of this stuff is from. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you go get it. I think it's like $5 on the shop and just like the EA shop. Because like the little crib, the dresser, the changing table, all of that is from the storybook nursery pack. Or like, not the pack, the kit. And it's so cute. Like the mobile there, the rocking chair. Oh my god, it's so cute. It's my favorite kit so far. And like I have quite a few of the kits. I try to like buy them when I can. And then I added like a little end table next to the rocking chair and like added a few bottles I have in my CC. And I really love this nursery so far. It's so cute. And I added like a little bakery sign on the front because I found that in the like decoration thing, the like wall decorations. And then I started to work on like the final room, like her bedroom and her bathroom. Well, I guess it's technically her and Dennis's because he lives with her right now. But you gotta remember that she's gotta have like 3 different partners with like 3 different kids. So he's not always going to live with us. But for the most part, like when she's like a baby, like the first gen is like a baby. That he's going to be living with us. So and I kind of made this room very neutral because I didn't want to make it too girly or too manly because there's 2 different adults living in this room. So I tried to go for a very simple, like, 2 dressers. One's kind of more her dresser, and then one's more like of a beat up dresser that's for him. And I added like little shoes next to it. And then this is where I started to figure out the bathroom. I really wanted to fill in the space and add like a separate tub and shower. And I have these like CC glass window showers. I don't remember where they're from, but they're so cute, and it just like creates like a bigger like walk-in shower almost. And I wanted to add like a little bench in it. I don't even know if it's functional. Like I shrunk it down one size to fit it in there, and I don't really think it's functional, but it's more for decoration anyway. And then I added like one sink because the tub kind of and that's pretty much it for the furnishing build. Now we're gonna get into the final little like walkthrough of everything, just like a little tour of it. As you can see here, this is the outside. Then you enter in the front into the bakery, and then you get the little kiosk there. You go to the bathrooms. Then you enter into the left with the bakery, and I specifically put the bakery on the left because most people like would go to their left when they first enter a room. And then you can see I added like the outdoor patio. And I really like this door for the kitchen here. I might change those shelves to like different racks, because if you put items on that, they're going to like be sellable items, and I don't know if I want to have that in there. I think I'm gonna leave it for more for like decoration. And I didn't really add anything in the backyard yet for the kids. I think I'll eventually add like swings and a playground as I go, like as our kids get older. And you can see like the little entryway here. I forgot to add curtains inside that little like the entry room. And you can see I'm just going around the first floor, the kitchen, the little hallway, the other bedrooms, the dining room. The tree is like cutting through the wall, but that's okay. I could adjust it, but there's not much room like on the outside lot. And then we come up into the living room here. And then I went into her bedroom. Kind of showed you around there. And then the bathroom was a little hard to view because it's a little small and like crammed. And then I go into the other bathroom with the laundry room. And then I go into the nursery for baby girl. I really love her nursery. It's so cute. And then the final bedroom. And that is it for today's video, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.